particular channel when you are preparing for your exam, because whenever there is exam in an university or any other place, I used to get a very good number of views, and most of the videos are related to Smith chart and antenna design there, including microwave engineering, network theory, electromagnetic theory, etc. So some of you might have come across that particular channel. You might have already subscribed also. And whatever I'm going to discuss today, it will be the very basic antenna design, microstrip antenna design. And if you are not able to understand, you can also follow that particular channel, and you will understand by seeing again and again. So first of all, I'll just give you introduction of this tool, and then I will go for designing antenna. If I start doing equation and everything, it will take around half an hour, and which we don't want to do. So directly we'll be using some calculator for dimension of antenna. Although I'll explain the method of calculating the dimension, but as of now, we'll use the calculator which is available online. So this is HFSS, which is high frequency structure simulator. And here we can design any 3D structure at higher frequencies, like in gigahertz range or megahertz range. So first of all, let us go to there is one called EM Talk microstrip line calculator. If you search in Google, you will find this microstrip line calculator and EM Talk patch calculator. Patch calculator is basically the microstrip antenna patch calculator. So if I take this first link, normally most of the researchers use this calculator for basic antenna design. It will ask for few parameters, like what type of substrate you are going to use for the antenna. So basically here yellow color is the copper, and in between we have a gray color which is called dielectric material. You must be knowing because you are in final year. So this is a dielectric material, and it can be of different permittivity and different loss tangent. Normally in India, if one design a particular antenna, they use FR4 material. FR4 is a very low cost material which is readily available at any PCB fabrication place. So the dielectric constant of FR4 is 4.4, and in general the dielectric height is used as 1.6. But you can take any specification based on the requirement. So if we have this material available, that means the dielectric constant of material is 4.4, dielectric height is 1.6. Using this material, we are going to design an antenna which will resonate at a particular frequency. Let us say we are designing at 2.4 gigahertz. You can take any frequency and then find out the length and width of that antenna. So, and I have fixed the frequency for a particular dielectric material. Here we have option of synthesize and one is analyze. Synthesize means you have the frequency, you can find out L and W. Analyze means if you have L and W, you have taken random value of L and W, you can analyze and find out at which frequency it is going to resonate. But the opposite way we don't normally do. We don't fix L and W and then check the frequency, because we have a requirement for a particular frequency. So we'll take frequency first. So it's 2.4 gigahertz, and then we'll click on synthesize, and it will synthesize and gives the length and width. So you can see length is around 29.44 mm and width is around 38 mm. So we can take 29.5 or just 29 mm for our convenience while making design. But if you want to be very perfect in designing, whatever length is calculated, you must take it. But still, there will be some difference in the length, because this formula, whichever is fed into this particular calculator, does not count the loss tangent of the material. We don't have any option of putting loss tangent of the material. So uh, based on the loss tangent we are going to use, it may vary. Okay, so first of all we are going to find out this 29. We fix these values and we'll keep these values aside, and then we'll start designing it. That means here you can see we are going to have this kind of design. We will have the feed line. This is called feed line, which is a microstrip line. Length is in the direction of feed line and width is perpendicular to the feed line. So this is how we have to design antenna. Since our length and width is 29 and 38, that means length and width is more than length, and we must have some space here so that fringing fields will be available. Fringing field means the electric field which is starting from the uh, top material to the bottom material, means from the patch to ground. It needs some space. That's why we should give some space around this antenna. That's why let us take 50 by 50 substrate size and then start designing. So that 38 means width is 38, so around width size side we have 6 mm and 6 mm space, so that fringing field can be easily available there. So we are going to fix the dimension of this ground plane as 50 cross 50, and remember length is 29.44 and width is 38 mm. Now let us come to the HFSS. Here you have different options: file, edit, view, and project. So if you click on this, if I close this, this particular project will be closed, and you can click on this to open a new project. If I click, you can see there is another project 3. So if you keep on clicking, you will get number of projects. So let us rename this project as Microstrip antenna design. Okay, this project we don't need, we can delete it. So we have Microstrip antenna design. Now we have two options here below. One is insert HFSS IE design, which is mostly used for the larger structures, like for aircraft. If somebody is designing antenna for aircraft, they have to have model of aircraft as well. And this is insert HFSS design. So you can just click on insert HFSS design, and you will see there is a 3-dimensional space here, and in this you have x-axis. The green color is x-axis, blue color is y-axis, and red color is z-axis. So it's just like the normal coordinate system: x, y, and z. If you take x cross y, you will get z. Now what we are trying to do is, let us take the feed line in the x direction and the width in y direction. Obviously feed line and width both are 90 degree to each other. So first of all we have to fix the ground plane. As you can see in this design, we have a ground plane, this yellow color ground plane. In the top we have patch. So first of all, this ground plane 50 by 50 we are going to fix. So let us take this. Here you have several options: draw rectangle, draw circle, Draw regular polygon. So many types of structure we can draw. So we'll just click on draw rectangle. Any reference point we can take and click once and then drag it again. At any point you can click. So this is a rectangle. As of now we have not given the dimension, but this is a rectangle. For giving dimension, you have here create rectangle option. When you click on this rectangle, this color will be purple. And then create rectangle and double click on this, and you can set the position. So starting position, we want 50 cross 50, which is centered at origin. That means we have to start from -25, -25, comma 0. So -25, comma -25, comma 0. And x size should be 50, y size should be also 50. So this has gone outside the window. To bring it back, you have this option, fit all the contents in the view. So all the contents has been fit into the view. Okay. Now we are going to draw the same size of a box. Why box? You can see again this. Here the gray color is a box. We could have drawn the box for bottom also, but for our simplicity we have just taken a sheet, and later on we will assign that sheet as a perfect electric conductor. If you take box, then you can assign that as a copper. So any of this will give you the same result. This is a box and it is having height of 1.6. We can see here height is 1.6. So take the box, draw box, click on one corner of this rectangle. In fact, it is a square, 50 cross 50 square. Go to the other side, then click. So second click will give you the Y. First click is giving you X. Now if you move, it will keep on creating a box. So anywhere you can click, and later on we will again change the dimension. So you can see the create box option. Position -25, -25, 0, which we have taken already for the previous one. X size is 50, Y size is 50, Z size is 15, but it should be only 1.6 mm. So it's 1.6 now. So this is ready. The base is ready. The ground plane and base is ready. If you want to give the names of this, we can give the name. This is rectangle 1. We can rename it. Right click. Here rename will be there, or simply we can click on this and press F2. Sorry. Double click and rename here. Here is the name option. So what we have to do, we have to just double click and rename option will come. And as we said, rectangle 1 is the bottom one. So we can say that is a ground plane. This is to just for your reference, so that in later stage you can identify which sheet is what. Then this box 1 is your substrate. So you can write substrate. It's substrate. This is still unassigned. Later on we will assign this. This substrate assignment we can do. What we will do is double click on substrate. So name is substrate. Material is vacuum. Material we can edit. So if you click on that material which is pre-assigned, if you click edit, you will get option of changing the material. Any material, if you put here glass, you will see glass will come. Some glass will come. So many materials are already defined in this tool. We can just simply write FR4. So FR I have written, it came FR4 underscore epoxy, and which is having relative permittivity of 4.4. So this we are going to assign, because we have taken relative permittivity or dielectric constant as 4.4. So okay, so FR4 epoxy is assigned here. Now next step is to design patch, and patch dimension is again, you can remember, 29.44 and 38.03, and we are going to keep length along which direction? Here we can keep length along the x direction. That will be better. So x direction, you can move it like this. So our length will be along x direction. So draw a rectangle. Just take a rectangle and draw a random rectangle anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are drawing. Later on, by changing the coordinates, we can bring it to top. So go to create rectangle, which we have just drawn. This rectangle, click on create rectangle, and here we have the x coordinate starting point, y coordinate starting point. So x coordinate starting point will be minus 29.44 by 2, because you are going to start from half of this in one corner, comma. Another one is 38 by 2. We could have written 19 also, 38 by 2. And then z should be 1.6, because you are drawing this in the top layer. It is not in the bottom layer. So bottom layer means 0, top layer means 1.6. And this value, it has already evaluated the value. You can see these are the evaluated value. This divided by 2 is minus 14.72. 38 by 2 is 19 mm. Now x size we can write 29.44, and y size we can write as 38 mm. Okay, so what happened here? It has gone outside the this one. Okay, let me check the dimension again. Okay, 38 we have not put minus sign, right? This negative sign we have not put. Now you can see this is minus 19. It will come within that block. It has come. So our feed lines should be in which direction? This direction, like this. Now first of all, name this rectangle as patch. This rectangle is patch, and we are going to put feed line as the next step, and feed line should be in this direction. For feed line calculation, we have the similar calculator from the same EM talk, that is called Microstrip line calculator. So you can go to Microstrip line calculator. This is the Microstrip line calculator, and here you can see these are the Microstrip line. Here width will be width of the line, and L is length of the line. Okay. Height and the dielectric material all are same. So let us put the same value of epsilon r. Dielectric height we can take as 1.6. Frequency is 2.4 gigahertz, on which we are designing the antenna. Z0 is 50 ohm. Why we are taking Z0 50 ohm? Because all the connectors, all the SMA connectors, all the cables which you use in microwave or antenna measurement, everything is 50 ohm in most of the cases. That's why Z0 is 50 ohm. Electrical length, you can take any electrical length in degree, 90, 100, anything, because we are not bothered about the length of this particular line. We try to find out width of the line. Length of the line is based on the available space. Let me show you the design. So here, when we talk about length of the line, that depends upon the available space. right? So whether how much space is available here, or if I am making a cut, how much space will be available. So we can just put some values, and we don't see what is the length calculated because it is independent. See, 3.0589 something has come. Even if you put 200 here, it does not change width. Width will remain same because width is independent of the length. Even if you take length 2 mm or 2 kilometer, the width will remain same because width is directly related to the characteristic impedance, and we want 50 ohm line as so that we can connect that to 50 ohm SMA connector, etc. So here it is 3.06, I can say 3.06, width is 3.06, right? uh, let us go back to the design. Now here we have to draw a line like this, and then we have to make a cut also. So this particular cut, how to find out how much we have to cut, that is a, that is need to be understood. And I think for that I'll just share my whiteboard so that you can see. Ma'am, we can use this Google Jamboard also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. To your convenience.
Okay. Okay, I'll share the whiteboard because I don't know that. I'll just open the whiteboard. I think it's visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's
Okay.
visible.
So this is for the feed line calculation. Actually, the patch is something like this. And to give feed at the proper place, we have to do a cut in one side of the antenna. Why we do that cut is, the reason behind is, the both side will be open. So this is called slot number 1, and this is slot number 2, and the fringing field will be from this slot and this slot. What happens is, if you check the input impedance from here, this will be very high, around 240 to 250 ohm. You could have seen that when we have calculated the microstrip patch, there they have written edge impedance. So the edge impedance is 240 or 250 ohm, this in the range of 200 to 250 ohm, you can say. But our line is only 50 ohm. Our SMA connector here will be also having 50 ohm only. So to have this line connected at a point where we have input impedance 50 ohm, so that there will be no mismatch. As you know that reflection coefficient is equal to ZL minus Z0 by ZL plus Z0. To have gamma 0, to make gamma equal to 0 or approximately 0, ZL must be approximately equal to Z0. And here Z0 is equal to 50 ohm. So ZL should be also 50 ohm. But ZL is, actual ZL is 250 ohm. But if you go towards this side, this will keep on decreasing. So graph is something like this. Then again it will start increasing. So at the middle point, the value is approximately 0. At the both side it is having high value. This is ZH, this is ZL. In between we have to find out where is 50 ohm, and that particular point we are going to connect our microstrip line. So this particular type of feeding technique is called microstrip line inset feed technique. Microstrip line inset feed technique. There are other way of doing this. I'm going to explain the microstrip line inset feed technique. So for this, we are going to use one formula to find out at which place we have 50 ohm. So, and this is length. This particular thing is length. So this point will be L by 2. So Z Z naught at y equal to y naught. Y naught is the length where we have, this is y naught. I mean, if we go inside y naught, then we have Z naught at Z in. Here we can write Z in. Sorry, Z in at y equal to 0, and this is also Z in. Z in at y equal to y naught will be Z in y at y equal to 0 into cos square pi y naught by L. This is the formula. If you put y naught equal to, you can check, if you put y naught equal to L by 2, that means this is y naught. So if I talk about middle point, this will become cos square pi, y naught is L by 2, so it is cos square pi by 2, which will become 0. That means the input impedance is 0 at that point. If you put, here you can take, if y naught is L by 2, so this right side will become 0. That means Z in at y equal to L by 2 equal to 0. Similarly, if I take y naught equal to L or 0, either of this, if you take L, it will become cos square pi. If you take 0, it will become cos square 0. And both the values are cos square pi or cos square 0 is always 1. So Z in at y equal to 0 or y equal to L is having the highest value, which is this. So that's why for calculating it, what we have to do is we have to apply the formula to find out Z in at y equal to y naught will be equal to Z in, and it is approximately 240 cos square pi y naught by L. And what is required? Required is 50 ohm equal to 240 ohm cos square pi y naught by L. L is known. L is 29.44. So from here we can calculate pi y naught by L equal to 50 by 240, and here what we can do, cos square. Okay, so cos pi y naught L equal to this. So pi y naught by L equal to cos inverse root over 50 by 240, and we can calculate the y naught. So I need to calculate, but I'll just take some value. It will come approximately 6 to 7 mm, I think. I haven't calculated it, and let us take one of the value here and then try designing. If we don't get the output, that means we have to tune this particular thing only. right? Is just calculation. We can do this cos inverse under root 50 by 240, and L is 29.44. Also, this value should be in radian. This we must remember. So when you are calculating, your calculator must be in radian. This entire value should be in radian, because here we have pi, so that it will cancel, and then y naught can be written in terms of L. Let us come back to the design. So for that purpose, let us make a cut of 7 mm. I have still not calculated, and I don't have much time to calculate that. So I'll just take for cut, we'll take a rectangle and draw this rectangle here, and then we will give the dimension. As you know, the left side point, because this is x axis, so left side point is 29.44 by 2 with a negative sign. And I am making 5 mm cut in y direction, 7 mm cut in x direction. So let us go and edit this particular rectangle. As I said, the left side point is minus 29.44 by 2 comma, then we have y dimension minus 2.5, because 5 mm cut, it requires half of that, comma 1.6, that is the starting point. Then the dimension of this, I will take 7 mm x size, and y size I will take 5 mm. So, and now we are going to remove this portion from here. So this rectangle, I will name it as cut. Select these two rectangles together. For that, what you have to do is click on one of the rectangle, then press Ctrl and click on this rectangle. Then these options will be highlighted here. This is called unite, subtract, intersect, etc. So if I subtract here, it will ask in which what you are going to subtract, from patch to cut or cut to patch. So we have to give the correct thing, patch to cut we are going to subtract. If there is any mismatch, you can use this particular thing to send that in other side. So here everything is fine, patch is in the left side, cut is in the right side. So from patch, cut will be removed. So this portion is removed now. Now we want to know how much is the length here. Anyway, we know the extreme left side again is minus 25. X dimension extreme left side is minus 25, extreme right side is plus 25, because this length is 50. So we can start from minus 25 and we have to reach at this point. So we can do a calculation. Okay, this was 29.44 by 2, and then 7 mm is removed. What is the remaining portion that we can calculate? I'll use the calculator for that. So it was 29.44 divided by 2. We have 14.72. So this from the origin to this is 14.72. Now remove 7 mm from here. So minus 7. Now we have 7.72 mm. This one is 7.72. So the remaining portion from the extreme left to this, we can find out by taking total 25 minus this. So 25 minus 7.72. So we'll get 17.28. So we will use 17.28 and 3 mm line. So for that, again, we are going to draw a rectangle. So rectangle, this rectangle, and the dimensions, extreme left side minus 25, comma, below we have to go 3.06 mm for 50 ohm line. So 3.06 divided by 2, it is 1.53. So minus 1.53. We are dividing by 2 so that it will be, I mean, the center and axis we are taking as a middle point, a middle line. That's why we are dividing by 2, and then it is going same height above and below. So to draw a 2 mm wide line along the x-axis, what we are going to do is from minus 1 to plus minus 1 to plus 1 we are going to draw. So same way we are doing here, minus 1.53 comma 1.6. This is minus 25, started from minus 25, and it will have the dimension of 17.28. It will have dimension of 17.28, so we can take 17.28 here, and y size will be 3.06. You can see this line will be exactly fitted into that place by keeping 1 mm gap on both sides. You can see here. Since we have done the exact calculation, you don't find any gap. Even if you zoom further, you won't find any gap at this joint. This will be always 1 mm because I have taken 5 mm length and this is 3.06, so it will be approximately 1 mm. So your antenna is ready. Now it requires only the feed line, I mean the excitation and assignment of boundary and the radiation boundary. Now what we will do, we will combine these two things together so that it will become the part of patch. We have selected both the things. Here we have unite. This got united. Still remember the cut size we have not calculated, and I have taken a random value. So there is a chance that it may not resonate well below the required return loss. But still it will resonate at 2.4 gigahertz because of the dimension of the patch. Right? Now we are going to move in this dimension so that we are going to place a rectangle here. We are going to place a rectangle here on which we are going to give electric field, which is called giving excitation. For that we will take rectangle, but before that, since this rectangle will be in a different plane, it will be in YZ plane, I think. Yeah, YZ plane. So we'll change this XY to YZ first. Then click on the rectangle. Go to one corner of this. Come to the another corner and then draw it. Whether our dimension is correct, what is the expected dimension? 1.6 and 3.06. If this is not correct, we have to change it. So for that, we can check here. Y size should be, starting point is correct. Yeah, only this Y size is having 3.03. We'll put 3.06. All other things are fine. So now it's fitted completely. Now we'll put the excitation on this by clicking right click on that, assign excitation, lump put, same thing, next, and take integration line, new line. When you move on this, you will find somewhere it will become triangle. All other point it will be always square. At one point it will become triangle, which is always the middle point of that particular structure. Click on this. Go to other side, same way you will find a triangle. Click on this and next, finish. So the excitation is ready. This excitation you can see from here. So this is our excitation of antenna. Then we can select this ground plane, right click and assign boundary as perfect E. So this boundary is assigned as perfect E. Then rectangle, that is top patch, assign boundary as perfect E. Okay. So that is also assigned, and in the left side you can see boundaries. One is perfect E, both side we have. We can see the perfect E1, perfect E2. So these are two boundaries. Now next part will be assigning the radiation boundary. So for radiation boundary, take a box larger than the antenna's dimension. So 50 by 50 is antenna dimension. We are going to take 55 into 55. Okay. So click on this. So this is our box, and here box is there. Create box. Since I am taking 55, 55, 55, I will take minus 27.5, comma, minus 27.5, comma, minus 27.5. Here 55, 55, and 55. Click OK. So you can see this box is drawn. Now click on this box and then change the material. Material should be air in this, because we have to place the antenna in some environment. Here the antenna was just designed, but we did not tell them in which environment it is going to be tested. So I am telling this as it is going to be tested in a air environment. Also you can make this substrate, this box, as transparent so that we can see inside of this. Now you can see inside of this. Okay, just give me 1 minute, I have to put for the charging. Okay, so now this thing is ready. Only one thing is pending, which is called analysis setup. Now we are going to do the analysis setup. Right click on this, add solution setup, and just click frequency. Solution frequency is 2.4 gigahertz. We are going to get the solution at 2.4 gigahertz, right? So at 2.4 gigahertz, again we have to go to analysis setup one, and we have to assign the frequency sweep. Right click, add frequency sweep, and we can give the frequency sweep. Let's take only up to 6 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz only, because we don't go for. And this, if you take fast, it will do fast, the simulation will be fast, but may not be much accurate. Interpolating will give you better result, but since here we need to do it in within time, so we are going to take fast. Click OK. Let me check, the sweep is there. You can display all the sweeps. So these are the frequency sweeps. Now we'll check, validate the result, validate the design. So this tick mark is validate the design. Everything is tick marked, means everything is done. None of the person is left out. Design wise, whatever component is required, everything is done here. Then we can click on this analyze all option. By the time it gets analyzed, you can ask any questions. If this creates problem while sharing the screen, I will stop this sharing the screen. Again, I will share once it gets ready. If any questions are there, I will be happy to answer that.
Sir, we do have a doubt like how to fabricate a smart antenna using this tool. Is it possible? Because the radiation pattern will all change. Like, is there any possibility of doing smart antennas using these tools? Sir? Like
Uh,
various different.
Smart antenna normally consists of this algorithm also. I mean, it's not only antenna. If you have smart antenna, means the backside it will have the signal processing also, like which antenna to be switched on at what point of time.
So
So
the design
that,
is all with this, and only the switching will take place with the processor.
yes. So here
Okay,
you can
it's not with the design.
actually, yes, ma'am. The
Okay,
design part we have to make only antenna, whether
okay,
it is a smart antenna or what. A smart antenna is normally a system. It is not
okay,
just antenna is not a smart. We make that antenna a smart.
okay. Like we have heard about some floral shaped antennas. Like what makes the difference?
Sorry, ma'am.
No, I've heard about like floral shaped antennas. Like
Floral
what?
shape, yeah.
Yes, yes, yeah. What makes the difference between this patch and that of floral?
Actually, any different shape will give you different bandwidth, ma'am.
Okay,
Suppose you have some U-shape antenna. So what happens is the current distribution for different frequency will be available there. So you may get better bandwidth there. In floral shape also, it might be one of the technique to increase the bandwidth.
okay.
Yes, ma'am. This HFSS, I think, is got hanged. So
Oh,
shall I show you the result of any
yes,
other
yes,
file
sir.
which is
Yes,
available, because
yes,
not
sir. Yes,
not
yes.
responding.
That is okay.
Because during the sharing option itself, I have started simulation which I should not do.
Okay,
So
that.
it has taken a lot of memories. I'll open the file and I'll show you the result. So my screen is visible, ma'am.
It has not yet started. Yeah, it is. Yes,
Okay.
it is.
So this is the same antenna design. This was actually I've done for my this one YouTube. I recorded this particular design, and here you can see in the left side we can see the result. For result, what we have to do is we have to go to the result, right click, create model solution data report, and then rectangular plot. Here we have S11 in DB, and then click on new report. So we can see this is approximately at 2.4 gigahertz. We can see below. At this point, you can see the frequency. The frequency and the return loss is around at 2.4 gigahertz. Then we have plot the radiation pattern also by taking the appropriate boundary condition. This is the radiation pattern, and this for 1 point. I can show you the gain. Yeah, this is the gain plot. Here you can see the gain plot at 2.4 gigahertz. It's having positive gain around 3 dB. Yeah, 3.4 dB. So this is how we can design the microstrip antenna and check various parameters from here. For current distribution also, we can go for checking the current distribution uh, by clicking on this. Where is that? Results here. Here I think we have. So current distribution means the how the current is distributed and what is the different values of that particular current distribution on the patch. So for that we have to plot current distribution on the patch. Just 1 second. Result. Where is that? Yeah, here it will be current distribution. Plot fields. Field overlays, plot fields, and J is the current distribution. Here we can plot magnitude of surface current, or in vector form, any form we can do. So first of all, we have to select the geometry, and let us hide this, the top box we can hide from this eye. And then I want to see on the patch. I have selected this patch, plot field, J, magnitude, and then all objects done. So we can see this current distribution. If you want to animate, you can go to the same J surface and magnitude of J surface, and then click on animate. It will show how it radiates. So you can see in the middle we have the radiation, and then again this is the sinusoidal wave. That's why the blue color is the lowest value, and the upper side, if you go, it will be increasing, and here the maximum value is around green color. So it's green color which is having around 110 ampere per meter. This can be changed if you want to see in the red color and this entire color. The I mean lower value and higher value can be changed, and it can be visible. So this also shows the antenna, how antenna radiates. I am open for the questions. If any questions are there, you can ask me.
Students, do you have any questions?
Some messages are there.
Mm.
Can I post my YouTube channel link also? They may get
Yes, sir.
benefit.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, 1 second. I have around 120 videos
Ah,
related to electronics engineering, BTech electronics engineering. So this is my YouTube channel. For this particular antenna design, uh, you can follow that video. Video will be available in this channel, and in the video description, I have given a link of my website on which I have actually uh, created this. I mean, I put all the formulas
I
together
think
so
that
that
your YouTube, the audio is dominating.
I think someone else has opened. I have
Okay.
closed. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So in that video description, I have put link of my website where I have given the description of how to design a basic microstrip antenna. What are the formula we have to use? Like here, we have just used a calculator and found W and L. There, formulas are there, and students may verify these values using the formulas. They can use normal calculator and use the formula and find out the values.
Yeah. Thank you.
Any questions are there? I am ready to answer that.
Students, you have any doubts?
அகிலா,
Ma'am?
என்ன வேற டவுட்ஸ் எதுவும் இல்லையா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸுக்கு?
Yes, அவங்களுக்கு it's new to them இல்ல மேம் அதனால I
ஓகே
don't.
ஓகே ஓகே.
Okay, no problem, ma'am.
Oh,
ஓகே சார்.
okay.
நீரஜ் சார்,
Thanks a lot.
தேங்க்யூ தேங்க்யூ ஃபார் அக்செப்டிங் அவர் இன்விடேஷன்.
I hope it was useful for our student.
Yes.
எஸ் சார், எஸ் சார். ஷுவர்லி இட்
Okay,
வில் பி யூஸ்ஃபுல்.
okay.
If they have any doubts, they can ask you, no, sir,
Yes,
directly.
yes, ma'am. I'll post my email ID also.
Yes, sir, yes.
Is my
Okay.
email ID.
Ah,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. It was an enlightening session. I hope like people of final year can make use of this for their project work. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, students. You can leave. Thanks for joining second, third years and second years.